How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George Human and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today with a very special video discussing the very shocking leaks that came out about Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 267. The leaks came out last night. I'm very surprised about these leaks, and I have a lot to say about the shocking return of a certain character that has been very controversial, to say the least. From the discourse I've seen online, it seems like it's a 50-50. People either hate the return or people love the return. And I just want to discuss it and give you guys my whole, initial thoughts about the whole return and all that. Now, before I go any further with this, little chapter review discussion, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Jujutsu Kaisen as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this whole chapter leak discussion. So, last thing to note, I'm gonna go full spoilers. So if you're watching this and you don't want to be spoiled, obviously click out of the video. But what do you expect? It's a chapter leak discussion, so I'm gonna be 100% spoiled. I'm gonna spoil the whole thing. So, in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Nobara's back. So Nobara being back is a very shocking thing for some people, as well as not so much for some other people, because I've seen the discourse online that, and they do explain in the chapter how she had been, like, she was going to be essential because of the Sukuna's last finger, that we hadn't known what happened to it. And a lot of people had speculated that Yuta had eaten it. And it made the most sense, narratively speaking, for the most part, However, in this week's, chapter, they did discuss that the reason Yuta didn't consume that finger is because Sukuna can always regenerate his fingers. So it would take no effect. Like, he wouldn't be able to do that. Like, it would be useless to him if he ate that finger. He wouldn't be able to obtain, Sukuna's curse technique. So the fact that they used instead Nobara, and apparently Nobara used a binding bow to be able to harm this cursed object, which is Sukuna's last finger. So my thoughts about the whole situation is, first off, let's talk about the good, because there was hinting, like, let's talk about first about the good, and then we'll talk about the bad. Now, the first thing is that they did bring up earlier in the series how one of Sukuna's fingers were, missing ever since the calling games, towards the middle. Once Sukuna, was collecting the fingers, we do know that one of them was at loose, and we didn't know where it was. And I saw many people had speculated, like, hey, this is Nobara's time to shine. She's going to use resonance on it. And yet, you know what? For those people, absolutely, I'm going to clap it up for you guys. You guys predicted it, and it does make sense narratively speaking. And also the whole thing where Nobara wants to surprise Yuji, like, that was great because, like I said, it's a nice karma of how Yuji, shocked both Nobara and Megumi back earlier in the series. So it's a nice full circle moment. And overall, it made her character, do something, like something big and impactful. So I say, and then obviously the other good news is that, many Nobara fans are going to be very excited about, her coming back, which is cool for y'all. You made it come to life, man. Enough cope made it come to reality. And I saw plenty of memes about the whole Nobara coming back. My favorite meme was for any One Piece fans, there's a scene where Blackbeard, he says, "A man's dream will never die." And I saw many people, memeing that scene where they just put the text and said, "A man's cope will never die." And I don't know, I just busted out laughing when I saw that. But yeah, these are the goods about Nobara coming back, and also you can have a conclusion with the three of them if Megumi does, survive. Now, let's get into the bad of the whole discussion. Now, Nobara coming back. Now, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I am not happy about it. And the main reason is because I think many people might be like, oh, you're just hating on her. What happened? And for the record, I love Nobara. I think she was great. I actually think she's one of the better written shonen female characters in a long time, if not ever. And I think she did an exceptional job earlier in the series, being the comic relief, very, like, tomboyish, cool, girl that can kick your butt. And I thought she was great. And I thought the send-off that she got in the Shibuya arc was very well, and also served, Yuji's character is served for the purpose of, once again, making Yuji go to despair and just losing, you know, his sensei and now one of his best friends. And I think, you know, that really helped Yuji's character as a whole, and it really showcased, you know, it really shows as the story has progressed since then. And it also really landed and solidified Mahito as a threat and a villain that would always be remembered. Because if you look back, Mahito caught 4 bodies, man. He caught Junpei, I think that was the guy, Junpei, whatever the guy's name was. Obviously Mekamaru, Nanami, and Nobara. That was 4 bodies. Like, that was insane. He still caught 3. But, you know, the fact that, you know, Mahito had such a big presence, especially in the Shibuya arc, that was like his peak as a character. And for it to be like, well, JK, she survived. And I know ever since then, she had been, you know, hinted that, oh, maybe she didn't die. Because they never really said, they never really nailed it, like, no pun intended. They never really nailed whether she was dead or alive. They never really confirmed it, and Gege always kind of played coy about it. So, you know, the fact that she's alive, like, listen, my biggest problem about her being alive is this, and it comes down to this specific fact, not even just to Shibuya. After her coming back, right? Guys, we only have 4 chapters left. And for anybody unaware, yes. So last week, they announced that Jujutsu Kaisen was going to end in 5 chapters. Obviously, this one came out, so now there's 4 left. And my biggest problem is, you're bringing her back. That's cool, and I really would have liked it much more if she came back and we still had like 20 chapters, you know, because now it just feels like out of nowhere. And not even out of nowhere, because they do, like I said, it just feels like last minute. And I know some people want me like, oh, she came the last minute to save the day. It's like, yeah, but like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it just kind of feels like, I feel personally like Gege could have written it better for her to come back to the story, as well as I just don't like the fact that, here's some food for thought, guys. Hakari, you know, the guy that has been fighting Umane, whatever the ice person is. My man's been off screen for like, what, a year? Maybe? I forget how long it's been. Yet we get Nobara before we get him back, and we don't even see the fight, how that's going on. Like, what? Like, I feel like this is my problem towards the end of the calling games, and, you know, the Sukuna raid and all that when they're attacking him, is that it just has felt, to me personally, that JJK kind of has been, like, the pacing has been all over the place. And what I mean by that, and just not even the pacing, the narrative choices as well, because for the last, like, what, I can't even keep track, like 30 chapters, it's just been like a non-stop gauntlet of, oh, Sukuna body somebody, another person comes in, and really stuff started to happen that was much more interesting when Yuji, you know, came in, especially when Todo, that was a great fight. You know, really, I love Todo's reintroduction. I think that was cool that he came back and helped his brother, you know. But I did not, like, I don't know, this Nobara situation is just very like, I feel like conflicted about it, because I love Nobara, right? But I don't like that she came back, because here's another thing I don't like when it comes to stories and narratives and writing in general, is that I feel like when you do a fake death, it's a cop-out. And that's, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's why so many people have problems with One Piece, Naruto, any shonen like that, where, you know, the deaths, they never happen, you know, or My Hero Academia, for example, in the latest, you know, season, like, characters like that should die are not dead, and it kind of eliminates the impact of that scene where they're supposed to be dead, and there's no stakes, at least for me, because now look at it at the end of the story, the biggest person that died, Gojo? That's cool, you know, Gojo Nanami, but there's no stakes in the sense that none of the students have died. Maki's sister, ooh, but she didn't die through this calling game thing, she died from another circumstance. But it's just that, I don't know how to feel, because look at all the Maki survived, which, by the way, Maki, best girl, my favorite character in the whole show. But yeah, I don't know, I'm very conflicted, and I just wanted to make this video to give you guys my thoughts on it and what my problems were with her coming back, and also just ask you guys, what do you guys think about this whole controversy? Did you guys think it's cool that she came back? Did you guys hate it? You guys kind of like in the middle? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's have a discussion, because I want to hear your guys' takes on the whole situation. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my anime and manga content. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.